Welcome to another episode of Bizgrow production. Today we have a very interesting conversation with a very interesting entrepreneur. We are going to look at the business he built from the scratch, the challenges, and where he's going. I hope we enjoy it and we'll pick the key lessons in this business to apply to our businesses. Welcome on board. Thank you. So, Derrick.
Yeah, Charlie.
It's a great pleasure meeting you.
Like 25 years from tech downstream to...
But I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. You've made a lot of progress, and largely that's what we want to talk about, the businesses you do. So, kindly give us a little background about yourself, and then we'll zoom in.
Okay, so I'm Derrick Dankyi. I'm the founder of Logicel, Ziglo Limited and Lab, and I've been in Fintech software development industry for close to about 25 years. And the whole idea is to use technology to transform lives. So basically, that is what we do. I have 4 kids. I've been an entrepreneur in several areas before I went into Fintech. And I'm aspiring to be one of the greatest innovators when it comes to technology. In brief, that's what we're doing.
Wow, great. So let me ask you this simple question. Where from all these Fintech ideas, if I should ask?
Okay, so I think it began when I visited Kenya way back in 2007. And at that time, they were using phones to do a lot of transactions. Okay. And it wasn't mobile money was not even here. And it was easy for money to be mobilized, to digitalize in the informal sector. And because we have a huge population of informal sector, I got the idea to build a company that will serve that need. And one of the key areas was to go into the financial space. And that's how come this whole revolution started. So in brief, that is why I started this.
So I would say that for this business idea was your exposure to what was existing in another country.
Exactly. There was a huge gap in financial. Everybody was talking about financial inclusion, but nobody was implementing anything in that field, especially when it comes to the financial side, the banks and the microfinance and all that. So when I got that concept from Kenya, my visit there, I just said, this is something that will blow up here. So why don't we form a business that will move to that direction? And that's how come we started it. It's just to help the poor, the ordinary person, get access to financing through technology. Beautiful. That was my easy way of solving this problem.
Okay, so that once technology abounds to all of us, and even to the poor and the low income, and they could take advantage of it. So tell me, I mean, from the idea, exposure, the actualization, implementation, how has the journey been?
Yeah, it's been extremely tough. Obviously, when you start a business in this part of our world, it's only family and friends that can support you. So the first seed money I got to start this project was from my sister, because at that time,
you can mention her name.
I think Boyma team has been one of the pillars behind my initial startup. She gave me the seed money to start running a business with. She had confidence in me, and then I took off. And I also had Farida, who was a partner, was also a very solid pillar behind me as well. And with these resources, we started. But getting access to funds as a startup, it doesn't exist. So you have to now make money and put it back into the business and turn around your business to the next phase. So those were the how we started this whole business and how we managed to start putting something for people to connect and start using. So these were the key few things that we went through. But there have been numerous challenges. Obviously, you can't kick off so fast, you can't move so quickly, because you don't have capital, and you can't employ the right and the best caliber of people. So you have to make do with what you have and gradually build your portfolio to the next phase and move on slowly. Otherwise, you would have been 10 times what you're doing now. But that's some of the realities on the field.
So I pick up a very interesting lesson from here. And so from the idea stage, getting a seed support is very critical. And then, so assuming, how do you come across a seed? I mean, especially in our situation where we don't have seed funds or angel investors trying to put money into people's businesses. How do you sell your ideas to people to see if they would come on board? And if they don't come on board, what do you do? I mean, especially to young entrepreneurs that have some big dreams.
So I say it's you one, as I said, family and friends, but it's trust and prototyping what you have to do. People always
break down the prototyping.
Okay, people always want to do things very big. You want to start and have a plush office, sit in Airport City. You want to do all the exciting things, but you should start small but dream big. You should start with the little you have, and let people have confidence in you. Let people trust your abilities. Once people trust you and they know you are capable and you've built a nice CV around you where they can give you one CD and you can triple it and make it big, you get that opening. But it is the whole structure doesn't favor startups. The whole system we find ourselves in doesn't favor startups, because sometimes you don't even have the seed to start. That's the problem. You need something small to put down to turn around, but you don't even have it. And if you don't find yourself in a rich community or rich family, it means your dreams will die with you. And I feel it's time policymakers rethink about the way they look at startups. Because if I haven't had my sister by me to give me that seed money, I finished school for 4 or 5 years. I didn't have any savings. Where are you going to get the savings from? So that is where the challenge is. And I feel policymakers should really turn around. And also some potential investors who have been successful can have some of this seed money for some of these early startups. And that's one of my visions to accomplish in the near future.
Yeah, good. So I think at the community level as well, like your sister did for you, I think people must begin to open up. And when people show them the prototype and be able to bank on such investments or ideas, whilst we are waiting for policymakers to sort of come in. So you can imagine if she did not vote confident or fund into this business, it means all this group of companies will not be where they are to this. This is very exciting.
And I want to add this, a key thing too is we should learn to be very, we should say it as it is. We are not, people can't trust people. So you are not sure when you give your money to person A, he will do whatever he said he was going to do it. So young people should build trust. They should let people, they should speak it as it is, be truthful to people, and be very strict with some of these things.
So having the idea is important, but again, being a trustworthy person is also very critical.
Say it as it is. If the business doesn't go well, tell the person it didn't go well. This is what happens. Be transparent, and you get people trusting you for that.
So I would say that trust is the first capital you actually would have when you want to move into this business. Great. I think it's an exciting conversation, and I know as viewers you are picking very key lessons in this conversation. So tell me, what exactly is your group of software business trying to solve, especially from our part of the world? So maybe 2-3 things you're solving out there.
Okay, so I think the group now has been broken down into 3 special companies. We have the Ziglo Limited. Ziglo is focusing strictly on financial products, and it has a full core banking fledge for over 161 microfinance institutions that are using our products. Great. We have some key banks.
In Ghana?
In Ghana, yes, in Ghana. We're having one from Rwanda as well.
And, you've broken into the Rwanda market?
Yes, we've started.
Congratulations.
And then we are now also looking into some neighbors. We have Nigeria also coming up. We have a client who have signed on to Nigeria that we're going to deploy. And we have Sierra Leone and Liberia also coming up. So we're gradually expanding. That's what Ziglo does. Then we have Logicel, it's into GovTech. We are providing software for most of the government agencies. And we also have the software group called MeshLab. They are more like the development phase of the whole group. So we've broken ourselves into 3, and we are doing all that we can to put products like that in the market. So we want to be in government projects, helping government digitalize the agenda. We've done so many for 3 or 4 ministries, and we're into the fintech where we are providing financial solutions to small banks and financial institutions, and we're also into the software development, bespoke. You walk in to say, I want a software that could do ABCD. Mesh Lab will do it for you. So in brief, that is what the group is about.
Great. So I see a very unique thing in there. That is the differentiation. That gives you the focus to have control. So tell us, what do you think are some of the things that you need in order to be successful as an entrepreneur? Because I mean, you built from one, now you have the three, so you have a group, and then you have the local markets, and you are looking at a neighboring and African market. What are the things that we need to ensure that we can grow the businesses that we establish? Because growth, I think, is a big problem for a lot of our businesses.
Yeah. So I think the key thing is to have structures and to let the business not be you. The business should not be you.
Great. The business should not be you.
Once the business is you, then there's a problem. Because you will move on one day. You can be sick. Your visions will change. Your aspirations will change. You can die. So one of the key problems we have here is that we don't build structures. So we don't have corporate governance. So a business that run for 10, 15 years doesn't even have a board. How do people take you serious? You should have a management team. And you, the founder, should transition. You shouldn't be the manager. You should transition to another phase of the business. In all the groups, I don't do anything as part of key management. I'm more of at the board level, taking key decisions and strategic moves, and looking at expansion drive. But if you don't build your business on structures where there are processes, I have a solid legal team, I have a solid HR department, I have a solid accounting department. I don't interfere with that. My accountant runs everything. We just make sure that we structure it. I have a solid CEO for all these companies. And so when you allow the young men to also get into some of these positions, your business now becomes more than existing after you. We can't build businesses after us. And you see most Ghanaian businesses, after the owner dies, the business is gone. But structures and making sure that you, the CEO or the founder, don't interfere. Let the systems and structures work, and let your vision be what is guiding them. You are sure to do well. And that's what most Ghanaian businesses don't even attempt to do.
I don't know, but your business looks so refined. I mean, if I hear you, because I have interacted with a lot of SMEs, entrepreneurs, and you find the business revolving around them. But in your case, the structures that you talk about, the governance, the legal, the HR systems, and also not building the business around you, think is doing some good, something that entrepreneurs should know. But you know what? Sometimes when we start business, as small as it is, we think the structures are not important. So we are waiting, to get to some point. So at what point in the life of an entrepreneur, a business, a setup, would you require to have the structures?
I think we make it too complicated. You don't need to have a board of 10. As I said, my sister gave me money. In fact, I forgot to even add you. Roderick was also one key person in the initial startup. So I forgot to even add his name to it. So I could have made you my board members. It can be your close allies. You don't need to pay for the full services. In fact, when I started, I had part-time accountants and all this. You can start small. We always want to look to get to some numbers before we blow up. But once you start, it's like training a child what you want the child to be and what you want it to do. The more you give him what he has to get, the more he takes it in and he builds on that. You don't wait till he's big and grown up before you start telling him what to do. The same thing with business. So you start small. You don't need to have 10 board members. It can be your friend. It can be your other colleague. Let them do the corporate governance. We have to be accountable. That is the problem. If we are not accountable to anybody, you have problems. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So accountability is what we always want, try to run away from. That's why we don't want to put the structures in. But once you put the structures in, you should be ready to go. So you shouldn't think you want to wait till 10 years before you do it. Start from day one. Formalize your business. It doesn't cost you that much to do all these things. Once you do it, people take you serious, and you can move to the next stage faster.
Great. Thank you so much. It is important for us to know in all this conversation that it has not been smooth. So maybe Derrick, you'd tell us about just 2 challenges which you have mentioned, and then tell us how you drive through those, or you drove through those challenges. Because a lot more people have an idea. You know, like they say, everybody has a dream until you are hit with a blow. You know, and then you go off. So how do you build resilience around all the challenges that we are talking about?
So I think one of the key challenges in the field I find myself was software developers, and they are highly sought after, because the international world, everybody wants very good software developers, but you have to make sure you make them part of the business. So one of the key problems was getting good software developers and retaining them. But once you make them part of the business, they also own shares.
They feel part.
They own share of the business. When the business go down, they are part of it. You solve number one problem. Most business owners want to have 100% ownership. The person, your key people we don't go that way in our businesses. All staff are brought on board, especially key staff. That's number one problem.
So you share the business with other people.
Exactly. You share the wealth with them, so that when it's theirs. So when they move to the next stage, they know that it's their business. They will treat it as their business. One problem was that area, but we solved it through that. And the second one was liquidity. Your business can be profitable, but access to finance is another story altogether. So people might be owing you, payables will come, but you need money to pay for key things. And that's one problem that collapsed most businesses in Ghana. You start offering service, money will come in, but people are now going to pay you in 3 months or in 6 months. What do you do? How do you pay your staff? How do you pay key services? We do server hosting and all that. So the banks also don't understand what we do. They want to make sure you are 10, 15 years, have 6 years. They don't understand everything.
We need some radical change, innovative process.
There has to be liquidity. I'm not saying give us free money. It's liquidity. The person has been running transactions with you. He's gotten projects. Just that payables are there. People will pay when he finishes. He's in the middle of it. How do you get money to finance the rest of it? So liquidity is a problem to most businesses. And I know that when you talk to majority of them, they'll tell you it's not that the company is not profitable, but they need cash to run the business now.
Cash is king.
Cash is king. You need cash. But the financial institution, the financial structure doesn't support that structure. So you need an asset, you need to go and find a land or a property before you can get access to money. Meanwhile, your money will be coming in the next few days or weeks. But you need some deliverables or payables done right now. So human resource and liquidity.
Liquidity
is two of the key problems that you find. And then the problem too here is how to grow. The problem with our structure here is growing a business from A to B is a bit difficult, especially the logistics involved, the kind of barriers you have. We don't connect. If I want to move from here to Nigeria, the stress you go through before you get. So you can't grow your business to a point where you can attract international investors. And the barriers to growth are very, very critical. These are the few ones I think I'll highlight.
Great. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing conversation. But before we allow Derrick to go, I want to ask you, where do you see your companies from, from here? What next?
I think one of the key visions is to list our business.
Okay, great. You really want to formalize
we
all your
really
business.
want to list our business. We're looking at South Africa. We even want to go to NASDAQ, at least the US market. Okay. We want to list our business. We want our business to also have shares that globally people will connect with it. Yeah. We want to conquer. We don't want to say sub-Saharan Africa. We want developing countries, countries that are developing, Asia, Africa. That's where we want to take our business. And we want to make sure that we become one of the strongest IT firms ever to have come out of this part of our world. We want to be a technology provider for all SMEs who want to grow into the next stage. So the vision is big. We hope to achieve it before God calls us.
Yeah, I like that. The vision is really, really big. And with what you have done and your passion and your skills and your strategy, I know it's very possible. So maybe you look into the camera and tell an entrepreneur out there who is trying to pitch, struggling to build a business. Tell them something.
Hi, folks. I think it's a very tough decision to be an entrepreneur. I think you're on the right path. You bomb, you succeed, but don't give up. The system is very stressful and frustrating, but I feel you are being designed to do what you're doing, and don't give up. You learn more from mistakes. You learn from failures. So don't let your failure today kill your dreams and vision. We are born to solve problems, and that's what you're doing. And I wish you all the best. And I'm praying that one way or the other you find joy in what you do and be successful. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Derrick. It's been an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
And I like one thing he said. He said, we are born to solve problems.
Yeah.
We shouldn't run away from problems.
Yeah.
Whatever problems, problem is confronting your business. If you understand that problem, you can solve it. Once again, thank you for being with us. This is Bizgrow TV. Let's meet on the other side. God bless.